So I am breaking the order of the MIDI plugins and I am skipping the randomizer, just for now. The reason is that the randomizer works really well with the transposer. So we are going to look at the transposer first and then look at the randomizer, which will actually include what we are going to look at this video. Now, as you can guess from the name, the transposer will actually transpose the incoming MIDI notes in real time by whatever value we set. And it can also conform notes to a specific scale. So let's look at the parameters first. So the transpose slider will allow you to transpose any incoming MIDI notes by 24 semitones, either up or down. Remember that an octave has 12 semitones, so this slider allows you to transpose up to or down to 2 octaves. The root menu will allow you to select a note for the scale in case you want to have your notes conform to a specific scale. The scale menu will allow you to choose the type of scale that you want, and as you can see, it has lots of presets with all the usual suspects. In the keyboard display, we can select which notes we want to include or exclude from the scale. And if we select any notes here, you will see that the scale menu changes to user scale to follow our settings. Now let's listen to our first example. Now let's say that I want to transpose that up by a minor third. Then all I have to do is simply go here and then go to 1, 2, 3 semitones, and that's it. So here's the initial example. And here it is a third up, minor third up. I can do anything I want here. I can go all the way up to an octave, for example. And remember, you can either drag or you can actually just type it in. Now let's look at another thing. Let's go to the second example. Let's Command U that one. So here I have a C major scale. So let's say that I want to make this one a minor scale or anything else that I have here. So what we have to do is select our root. In our case, it's C, so you can leave it at that, and then select the type of scale. And then it will conform everything to that scale, and it will also be reflected on the keyboard here. So let's do C natural minor. And the grayed out notes will not be included. So also, it always transposes down, and anything you play on your keyboard will also conform to the selected scale. So C minor has 3 flats, and the notes that are excluded are E, A, and B. So if I play these 3 notes on my keyboard, then you can hear that they are exactly the same as the note that is 1 semitone lower. So if you have a look at this keyboard here, in the piano roll, so when I play E, it's exactly the same as E flat. Same with A and A flat, and B and B flat. And that is one of the 2 differences with Transposer and the scale quantize on the piano roll. If you scale quantize on the piano roll, it will actually move the notes, so you will visually see them being transposed. And then it will also allow you to play every note. But the transposer will not move the notes, so you won't see any visual difference on the piano roll, and it will not allow you to play notes outside the scale you set. It will transpose them to conform to the notes of the selected scale. So it is literally impossible to play a note outside the scale that is selected on the keyboard. Now, the scale selection works okay with both chord and melodic material, but you always have to test it first and see if you need to make some adjustments on the keyboard display. So let's look at another example. Let's look at this one. And let's take it here. Let's actually have a listen first. Okay, so our example is in G minor. So let's actually take G and let's have a listen. Natural minor, so nothing will change. Now let's say that I want to make this one, I don't know. Oh, let's do Phrygian. That's a very, very different color. Let's try something else. Let's do klezmer. By the way, klezmer is not a scale, it is a style of music. The word klezmer comes from the Hebrew words of clay, which means vessel, and zemer, which means melody. And it uses different modes. It's not just one scale. So which one Logic is using exactly, I don't know, but let's see what it sounds like. It's actually a nice color. As you can see, it can open up the way for lots of happy accidents when you preview how your material would sound in different scales. Oh, the very last thing I want to show you is how we can, of course, use it in combination with other plugins. So in this last example here, all I have is this chord here, just a C7. That's it. So let's see how we can take this incredibly simple thing and just spice it up a bit. So what we can do is, let's actually use the arpeggiator and combine it with the transposer. But let's actually move the arpeggiator to the top of the chain. And instead of messing around with it, let's just use a preset, whatever. Let's try this one. Sounds good. Now while that is playing back, we can actually change the chord on the transposer. So let's go back to C. Lots and lots of ways to experiment with it and lots of fun. And that's it for this video. In the next one, we will look at the randomizer and we will also look at how we can combine that with the transposer.